Hi, welcome back to Lady Loves Dead Reads. My name is Jessica, and I'm doing a bit of an experiment with my reading goals in 2026 for science. I've been on BookTube since 2020, as so many of us have, but I've been an avid reader for much longer than that. And since BookTube, I've had some fairly specific reading goals every single year. These goals have required a lot of planning for planning what I'm going to read to make sure that I meet the goals. They've also required a lot of tracking throughout the month to make sure that I'm meeting them. And they've been goals like reading a certain percentage from Kindle Unlimited, or making sure a certain percentage of the authors I read come from marginalized voices, reading a certain number of series every year. And those goals have been good for me throughout the past 5 years and have helped shape my reading and helped me become the kind of reader that I am today. And I think that having goals is a good thing. That being said, I've noticed that my annual average star rating has decreased year over year. So when I started BookTube, my annual average star rating was a 3.9. And I'm ending 2025 with a star rating of about 3.5. I'm reading more books, but I'm enjoying the books I read less. I do think it has to do with me being a bit regimented in my goal setting. I am very goal setting and goal oriented in other areas of my life, like work and fitness and working with my horse. And I think that I need to pull back on the goal setting around my reading in 2026. Not because I'm tired of goals. Like, I could do goals this year and be okay. It's not going to burn me out. But because I want to step outside my comfort zone. So setting goals every year is a comfort zone thing. It gives me something to work toward. It gives me something to focus on. And it kind of puts me in my type A personality space. And I'm actually trying to get away from my type A personality space and be more like type B. Be more relaxed, slow, non-pressurized. Because I'm also going through this healing process with my mental health. And I need to find places in my life where I can de-regiment myself. So I'm not really setting many reading goals this year. I'm waffling back and forth on setting a number of books to read. My annual goal for number of books to read every year is usually 100 books. There's a part of me that's like, if I am taking away the regiment of my reading, making it less type A, go, 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 is setting a specific number of books to read playing into that mindset still. So I'm like, what if I just set my reading goal to be one book? And every part of my being is like, no. Every part of my being is screaming, it has to be 100. So I think I'm going to set my reading goal at 1 and push myself outside my comfort zone. I'll still, of course, still read 100 books. I can't not read at least 100 books in a year. But I'm going to take away the goal. And this is really hard for me to do. And when I do this year, I don't think I'm going to set any particular number of books to read. I'm not going to set like a percent from Kindle Unlimited, a percent of certain authors, a set of certain series, right? I'm not going to do any of that. I'm going to read whatever is calling out to me to read in the moment. And then I do want to, with series, read them closer together so that I'm not having to like reread after taking a break from a series. So that's like my only goal around series, is finish series by reading the books closer together. And then I also want to continue doing my monthly Love Said Buddy Read and my trilogy alongs, which we do 3 trilogies a year. That is all. Everything else is the Wild West of reading for me in 2026. No planning outside of the Love Said stuff. No tracking. I'm still gonna track. Like, I'll probably use Storygraph and download the stats from Storygraph at the end of the year, and maybe I'll like take one day a month to input my reading for the year instead of like tracking super closely every day kind of thing. What I want to see is at the end of 2026, does my average star rating go up? I had a pretty dud reading month in 2025, honestly. I read a lot of books because they were meeting goals that consistently ended up in like a 3-star range where they were fine. They were a good time pass. I don't regret reading them, but I didn't love them. They didn't make me feel things. They didn't make me think about life differently. And not every book has to do that. There's absolutely a time and place for the books that are just entertainment, good time pass, and I need those every now and again for sure. But I'm craving right now books that make me think and feel. So I'm interested to see if at the end of 2026 my average star rating goes up. Because what's wild is, like, in 2021, for example, I read only 46 books and my average star rating was 3.93. That is a pretty high star rating. That means I was very close to an average rating of 4 stars for the year. And a 4-star for me is like a book that makes me for sure think, feel, absolutely love, wholeheartedly would recommend to other people. And then this year we're at like a 3.5. And like from 2022 onward, it went down like a point every single year. And every single year, I became more and more regimented with my goals. I don't know if that's the correlation. I really don't. But this experiment will kind of show me if that's a correlation. I also, if we're just looking at math, I also just read more books. Like 2021, I read 46, 2022, 102, 2023, 121, 2024, 114, and in 2025, I will have read 137 by the end of this year. So when you look at averages, when you read more, the average is just naturally going to go down because of how numbers tend to work. So I guess we'll see what happens at the end of the year for my Wild West of reading. I'm really curious to see how many books I end up reading and what my average rating is, because I want to get away from reading years that feel like duds, like this year kind of felt like a dud. And we'll see if this does the trick. So to recap, my only goals this year would be to continue with my Love Said monthly buddy reads and to continue with the Love Said trilogy alongs, and for series to read books closer together in the series so that I don't take big breaks and have to come back and reread. And that's it. Those are the goals. What are your goals for 2026? This is honestly going to be really hard for me to do because I am such a goal-oriented person. While some people might see this as like taking a break, this is actually going to be really challenging for me. So wish me luck. And let me know down below what your goals are for 2026. If you just want to leave me an emoji to let me know that you're here, go ahead and leave me the dartboard emoji. And until next time, make sure that you continue to read good books, drink good coffee, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye!